are you from originally?
I am from Dermot, Arkansas.
Shout out to Dermot. What does Dermot have like a nickname? Oh, okay. Shout it out.
Yeah, so everyone knows Dermot for the Crawfish Festival.
You said
Crawfish
everyone knows?
Festival. Oh, not everyone. Excuse me. Most people.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait.
I was not.
You never heard of the Crawfish
dissing Dermot by any means.
Wow.
To the Dermot listeners.
Wow.
I just wanted Fran to be very explicit and specific about how renowned Dermot is.
Your listeners, they know about the Crawfish.
Well, excuse me.
So,
pardon me.
So we will excuse the host here.
My bad.
Everybody knows.
That was on me.
Okay, so we don't have it anymore because it was so good. We just had to...
Greetings and welcome to Next Stop Loading, the Growth Series. I am your host, Melissa, aka Stella, overworked millennial turned freshman entrepreneur. So did things really change? Right. Anyhow, each week, I'll bring you a conversation with professional women in various industries that are doing and or have done what the pandemic is teaching all of us to do. Figure it out. As a member of the Great Resignation, this series is dedicated to career and life transition. I hope this series engages and inspires you to grow with us on this journey of navigating this thing called life. I hope you know you're not alone. Join us.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Next Stop Loading, the Growth Series. I am excited. I'm here in Dallas, guys. Be jealous, be jealous, be jealous. I'm here in Dallas with a very special guest. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I'm Franchesca. I live here in Dallas, and we'll see what else I need to tell you about myself.
I got you. So, if you could tell the people your occupation.
Yeah, so I'm a compensation analyst, and I've been a compensation analyst for about 8 years now.
So, like when I was growing up, and they asked you like, what you want to be when you grow up, Melissa? Compensation analyst. Never was like on the options of things to be. So like that origin story, how do we even get there?
Okay, right. It's a good story. Cause I never even knew what a compensation analyst was. For years, I wanted to be a teacher.
Interesting.
So
we'll get into that.
Yeah, I wanted to be a teacher. But I landed there by way of this job I was doing. I started accounts receivable, so I was accounts receivable manager, and they asked me if I wanted to take over doing commissions, so sales commissions for the sales team. I started doing it, and I was pretty good at it. I liked it. You know, I got my degree in finance, so I was pretty good with the numbers. And from there,
you heard it.
That's how it started. So I started doing sales compensation. Then it landed me in incentive compensation, and so all things on how you get your money, I'm working with it.
So Fran is the person you need to know at your employer. If you're not great friends with the compensation analyst, get on your job. They're tracking your money. They know how much you're getting and how much you're not getting.
Yes,
so,
making sure that you are getting paid fairly, your equal pay.
Amen.
Yes, and making sure that it's according to the market, because you don't want to get a job and you're getting paid way less than what you should be getting paid.
Because the people will do it to you.
The people will do it. You have to watch them. You do.
And
they
then,
will.
You know what? That makes me think about like how employers will cheat you. For one, you know, sometimes they'll post the range, and sometimes they'll post like the lowest amount.
That's true. I mean, and sometimes they're posting what the market says, but they may have a little leeway So it's important to negotiate. It's important to go in and do your own research first, but then go in and know like what this role is set to pay, because sometimes they have a little bit more that they can give you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and that's one thing I think it is important for us, our community, to do the research before we go in, because sometimes we're just happy to get another job, just to get a little bit more money than what our last job paid.
Right.
But if we do our research first, you don't even have to take the offer that they give you. You can counter offer. So just a little nugget.
Especially because, I mean, at the end of the day, they need you.
They do.
They want somebody else to do the role, because right now somebody is doing double duty.
Somebody is doing double duty, and you probably coming in and you already know, you've already been doing all of that anyway for way less. So go in and get your coins.
But okay, so I have a question about that. So in your experience of being a compensation analyst, do you see, and I don't know if you're privy to the information or not in your role, but do you see the differences in women's pay and men's pay in particular roles?
Maybe.
And would you say possibly, is there a significant gap or a small gap?
The numbers don't lie. Yeah. There's a large gap.
It's a lot. And where, in your opinion, do you think that might stem from?
Where did it may stem from? Yeah, I think we all know there has been a large pay gap between men and women, even white men, black men. Like we see it, and so they just don't want to pay the women their money, unfortunately.
And there you have it, folks. From a professional, like somebody that works specifically in this market, like she sees the numbers, she sees the name, she sees all of the information. So, like she said, counter offer, negotiate, research, all of those things. Prepare yourself going into that market. So, compensation analyst for 8 years. How? Okay, you said accounts payable, and then they were like, well, are you interested in this role?
Yeah. So I was doing accounts receivable, and then they asked me about doing something different. So I was like, oh yeah, I'd be interested in that. And I started doing it, and I just quickly became a subject expert matter. Like, it was easy because I was also like working with people, and I'm a people person. So
really?
That part came natural, right? And it just expanded into me, because when people think compensation, that is total compensation. So that's bonuses, that's commissions, that's your salary, if you hourly pay. So it's comprised of a lot. So I've done like the commissions part of it, and I've done like the base pay part of it, the bonus part of it.
So I imagine that in this role, you are secluded, in an office by yourself, and you really don't get to engage with people, but you get to engage with the employees?
Well, it depends on what part of the compensation. So when you're working in sales compensation, then you probably are talking to other employees, because you're working with different sales teams.
Okay.
And they'll probably have questions about their commissions or their bonuses, but mostly just collaborating with other team members.
Gotcha. Okay. So how do we even, like this so far, it's not necessarily end goal, but that's where you are presently, right?
So, all right.
Starting off, when you were younger, what did you want to be?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a teacher.
So teacher. We're focused on teacher. Why teacher?
That is a good question. I think I probably was a little bossy, so I like the thought of like telling people what to do. But it just seemed like a good job. Like I think even at a younger age, I was able to kind of like show people things, and if I figured it out, I was able to help people. So I thought that was gonna be a good job. I mean, I wanted to be a teacher for years, an English teacher, and then it kind of moved into a business teacher. Some days I still think about it, but I'm like, no.
I mean,
kids are a little different.
The skill set is there, though. The skill set is there. So, but we got a degree in finance.
Right.
Okay,
yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so like, I think it was probably my junior, senior year. I was
Okay.
taking like accounting classes because I really liked my business teacher.
Okay.
So like I was taking accounting classes and I was like, maybe I want to do accounting when I go to school. So initially I was going to do 4 years of accounting. I was thinking CPA. And after I started taking classes, no, don't want to do that. So I just thought, you know, I really like business.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do finance. Even if I don't want to do finance when I graduate,
Mm-hmm.
I'll find a job.
Easily. Finance degree.
That's what I thought.
Get a job.
That's what I thought.
Automatic.
So
Mhm.
that's how it happened. And one of the first jobs I got after college was that accounting. I was like an accounting coordinator and moved into accounts receivable manager. Started doing the commissions, and commissions moved into like a different part of compensation.
Interesting.
And here we are today.
Here we are today.
Here we are.
So it was kind of automatic. Like
I
the
mean-
transition, you didn't transition from like teacher role to accounting.
It just kind of found me, I would
Okay.
say. It kind of found me, honestly.
So was finance your only degree,
Mhm.
like that you wanted to pursue? Like it was like, what do you want your degree in?
Yep.
Finance. Stick with it.
Yep. It was. It was finance
Listen.
or accounting. Because it was like I started, but you know, it's like the same path though.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really went like off, like I want to do history. No, I want to do, no, it was always going to be business.
I think you may be the first person.
It was always going to be business. But you know
Yeah,
what's
I know.
interesting? So it's something very interesting. After I got the finance degree, I'm working in this accounting role.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, do I really want to do this?
Mhm.
Like, I got the degree, but
Right.
do I really want to do this? It's a little stressful. And I was like, I should have did HR. I started putting it together. I was like, I like people. Why didn't I get my degree in HR?
Right.
But then it started coming together. Like the numbers plus the people.
Mm-hmm.
Compensation is under the Human Resources umbrella.
Uh-huh.
So it's like the two got married and it worked out.
Interesting. I think you may be one of the most and one of very few people that I know that stuck with one major.
Mm-hmm.
Me, myself, personally, and yes, all three of those people are me. Changed my major about 5 times.
And that's okay.
It is.
And that's okay.
Because here we are.
Because that's okay.
And that's fine.
You-
I figured it out.
You did.
Still figuring
You did
it out.
And that's okay.
But I commend your decisiveness.
Listen, I don't even know if I don't know what else I would have done.
Really?
No. Like,
But you had teacher on your mind.
I did. I had teacher on my mind. But at some point I was like, no.
That ain't it.
I don't know. You know, as you get older, you're like,
About
no,
those
I don't know
kids.
about that.
Like, okay, but humorous.
Okay.
If you were a teacher,
Okay.
or at that moment in your life, because I know you experienced like what young people are doing today,
Yeah,
and it's like,
Mhm.
But when you wanted to be a teacher,
Mhm.
around what age group did you, or were you interested in possibly teaching?
Like that middle school to high school.
And did that ever change?
That really didn't change because I think when I thought I wanted to be an English teacher,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason specifically it was like 8th grade English.
That's very specific.
I don't know.
That's
It was like
very-
8th grade English.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wanted to do like business, like teach children like accounting, desktop publishing, that was like high school. So
I think I would have enjoyed you as a teacher.
know.
I may have even, gone to your class.
Hey. I still may be a teacher. Who knows?
Hey.
After retirement, who knows?
And who says it has to be in any traditional classroom?
Right.
I'm just,
That's
it's 2021.
Listen.
We can do
Listen,
whatever,
you can do whatever
we
you wanna
want.
do.
We can do whatever we want to do. So, where are you from originally?
I am from Dermot, Arkansas.
Shout out to Dermot. What does Dermot have like a nickname? Oh, okay. Shout it out.
Yeah, so everyone knows Dermot for the Crawfish Festival.
You said
Crawfish
everyone knows.
Festival. Oh, not everyone.
I-
Excuse me. Most people.
I'm sorry. Hold, I'm sorry.
Wait.
I was not
You never heard of the Crawfish
dissing Dermot by any means.
Wow.
To the Dermot listeners.
Wow.
I just wanted Fran to be very explicit and specific about how renowned Dermot is.
Your listeners, they know about the crawfish.
Well, excuse me.
So,
pardon me.
So we will excuse the host here.
My bad.
Everybody knows.
That was on me.
Okay, so we don't have it anymore because it was so good. We just had to go ahead and put an end to it. You know what I'm saying?
It was so good that we put an end to
We just had to go ahead and stop it before, it ran its course.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
But around how many years did it go? Okay, we'll have to get in that. My bad. They're known for the crawfish festival that no longer exists.
Dermot, Arkansas.
Dermot. Okay, so whereabout in regards to Central Arkansas is Dermot located?
Dermot is located in Southeast Arkansas. Southeast, so we're driving. Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Grady, Dumas.
Boom. We get that area. I got you. We in there.
Y'all
we
down there.
We in
right
there.
So, I gotta take you on there.
I'm riding. I dig it.
You down in there?
I'm down there. Southeast.
You down
Mosquitoes.
There. Oh, yes.
It's real life. Yes, we are there.
Yes.
Okay. So, Dermot, Dallas. What's between those transitions?
Right. Conway, Arkansas.
Now, what happened in Conway?
Wow. So, I graduated from Dermot 2005.
Shout out. Class 05.
Class 05. I said I'm going to UCA.
And what UCA?
Wow. I always wanted to go to UCA.
And for those that do not know, University of Central
Arkansas. Go Bear! Do it like a big bear. Okay.
What she
So.
said.
I always wanted to go to UCA. Wait. Maybe not always. Like at some point, you're in middle school, junior high school, and you're like looking through colleges.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go out of town. I want to go to Atlanta.
Right.
And then at some point, I think reality starts to set in, and it's like, hey, maybe I don't want to go that far.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I think I wanted to go maybe to Fayetteville. I applied to all those schools, but it was something about Conway that I really wanted to go to. So I applied and get in, and I was like, oh yeah, this is it.
Okay.
And I mean, when you come, Dermot is really small, so you know everybody. I knew all of my classmates, and none of my friends went with me. So it's just really like, at that time, Conway seemed like Dallas. You know what I mean? Like, I know if you're living in Little Rock, you like Conway is up the block. But when you are from like a small town, Conway seemed huge.
Now, when you got there, did it feel huge?
It did.
How did you adjust? What was the
I used to
adjustment
think like, how am I gonna figure this place out? Like, how do people drive around and like know where Walmart is?
It's a thing.
Like, how is this gonna happen? But I loved it.
You loved it?
I loved being it. I mean, especially my freshman year. I tell people now, like, my freshman year was probably like one of the best years of my life.
And why is that?
I met some amazing people, and just getting out of Dermot.
So, branching outside of your small town, going to a place where none of your friends joined you.
Yeah.
In a larger place, how you met some cool people, but how did you even go about doing that? Like, you had to open your mouth and talk to people.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It was, going to UCA like my freshman year was really liberating, because I think I literally, like, people said like they opened up their wings. Like, I literally did that, and I was more social than I ever was. I think I really found myself. So I would just talk to random people. Like, one of my best friends now, I was in the gym. I just started talking to her randomly, and we still friends today.
Look at that.
Like, literally. So I just started talking to people. So, like, all of the girls that lived on my hall, we just became friends. And
that's cool.
It was just a good time. So, yeah, I I don't know, I just opened up myself up to be, you know, more social and more personable.
I dig it. So we get that finance degree.
Yeah.
One track, guys.
One track.
Very decisive about that. Finance, it is. We're not looking at tunnel vision. Finance.
This is what we're doing.
We get that degree.
Yeah.
Next stop was where?
So we get the degree. So while I'm in school, I'm working, right? So I'm working.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm working while I'm in school. And even after I graduated, I'm still working that job, but it's not in the field. So, you know, everybody has this thing like, when I get out of school, I got to find that job in my field. Like, I didn't go to school for anything. I got to find that job. So I still worked that job for like 2 years or so before I felt like, oh, I found a job in my field. It was the accounting coordinator job.
Okay.
So still like the finance, accounting, you know, area. And so that's what we did. That was like the first job that I got, and I was able to do several things there.
So was the accounting coordinator position, hold on, before I ask that question, was the job you were working while in undergrad, was that located in Conway?
It was.
Okay,
it was.
That's awesome, because some people
that
work would even commute
to
different spaces.
That's
so
true.
that was dope that you were able to work in the city that your school was in.
Yeah.
But the accounting coordinator
was
position
in Conway as well.
Talk about blessed.
Now listen.
Alignment.
Now let me say that's so true, because I applied for a lot of jobs, and some were in Little Rock. I mean, and I think I had even got offered a job that they asked me to work like some weird hours. I don't know. And I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't drive from Little Rock to Conway. It was so weird. But I did. I ended up getting that job in Conway. Blessed.
So you were able to stay in Conway?
Yeah, I was able to stay in Conway.
That is awesome. And for those who do not know, Little Rock and Conway are about 15, 20 minutes away from each other.
Right.
But she couldn't commute, and she stuck to that, and she got a position in Conway. Okay.
That's a blessing.
So how long was it Conway then Dallas?
It was Conway then Dallas, yeah. So I was in Conway for like forever, it seemed. Yeah, until 2017.
So how do we even make that decision to come to Dallas? Because from Dermont to Conway, I mean, we increased the population, but not like to the extent that is of Dallas, you know?
Right.
How do we even make that decision to be interested in Dallas?
That is a great question. Okay, so kind of like when I was in high school and I said I kind of thought about going to Fayetteville, or I kind of thought about going to Atlanta. But then kind of reality set in, right? So when I graduated college, I was like, I'm moving to Dallas. I know Dallas is like a place that I know everybody's like, I'm moving to, and you hear a lot of feedback about Dallas. But another thing that kind of deterred me from moving, I thought about the traffic, because everybody that I know would tell me the traffic is so bad in Dallas. It's so bad. And then I think I got kind of scared. I was like, I don't want to drive out there in traffic. What if I have a wreck? And nobody, you know, it was just all these thoughts. So when I got the job in Conway for the accounting coordinator, I was like, oh, this will work, you know, this works out. It's in my field. I'll work a few years, and then I'll move. And then life happened. You know, things start happening.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. Life just happened, and so about 2015, I started getting this inkling, like, yeah, you're gonna have to go. I don't know where you're gonna go,
but it's time to move around.
You are gonna have to go. It's time to leave Conway. Like, your time is up. And so I say around late 2016, 2017, I figured it would be Dallas.
And why Dallas?
Dallas because it was a great change of atmosphere, a lot different than Conway, bigger, more going on economically, but still close enough that if I wanted to go home, or not if I wanted to, when, because at this time, I already knew I still wanted to go in and check on my mom, check in on my grandmother. So when I go home, like, it wouldn't be too far.
Right.
It wouldn't be like I would need to get on a flight and go home, or the weather might be, you know, like some places you get so much snow you can't really travel. Like, it wouldn't be one of those places. So it would be Dallas.
It affords you accessibility.
It
to
does,
family.
yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Did you apply anywhere else in other cities?
I did. I would start thinking about the places that were kind of still close to Arkansas. So I applied for some jobs in Tennessee.
Okay.
Nashville. I'm like, that's
Nashville
not too
is
far. It's far, but I still, in my mind, I'm like, I can still drive in.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. But mostly in Texas.
Okay.
Not too far away.
Not too far. So, how did you overcome? I recall you saying that the initial thoughts when you graduated college and you considered Dallas, there was some fear there.
It was.
How did you overcome those fears?
Yeah, so I really just prayed about it. I prayed about it a lot because I was like, well, God, you know, I don't really want to be here in Conway anymore. Like, I feel like my time is up and I'm ready to go. But I don't know where to go. And so it's really just something I prayed about. And even if I had never really, like, a lot of people come to Dallas often, but I didn't really come out here often. You know what I'm saying? Like, family doesn't live here. So I had never really been in, like, this rush hour traffic. I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. All I knew is what people told me. But after I got here, it's like, it's not really that bad. And so I would just say, you know, it was God that really gave me the strength and gave me the power to do it by prayer. So like when it was time, you know, after I applied for the jobs and got it and everything, and I came out here for the interview, it was like, hey, I'm
here
doing
now.
This.
Hello. I am here.
Yeah.
I am here. So you overcame those fears. How has the experience been so far?
It's been a great experience. It has.
What do you enjoy most about being here?
What I enjoy most about being here, I really think that it's like whatever fear that I had about coming, granted that it's just Dallas, you know, it's not that far from Arkansas, whatever fear that I had, it's like I overcame that. So whether it be the fear of, because I say that the traffic was a fear, but in all honesty, I think it was just like being farther away from my family. I'm so used to being like a 2-hour drive away from them, but now it's a little bit further.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like I'm really out here where I know some people. I have a friend that lives like, you know, I had some friends that live like an hour away, but really and truly, I don't have that support system. And so I think it's actually moving out here and thriving. You know what I'm saying? Like putting all of that past me and like meeting people and working hard and doing all of that. Like, so.
Would you say that you've built a support system here since you've been here?
I do. Yeah, I do. So, you know, I have friends here from Arkansas.
Okay.
So, of course, them co-worker friends that I've met, you know, that we've gotten closer, and just people that I've met just by going out to mixers or whatever.
Look at Fran going out to this freshman year all over again.
Professional mixers.
Professional mixers. This is not your regular club scene. This is for professional networking. We're not saying that she does not go to the club
but
scene.
we're talking about
but
professional mixers right now.
Professional mixers networking.
Oh my gosh.
Get into it.
That's so true. No, it is. It's 2005 friend all over. Because just when I went to Conway, I didn't really know anybody.
Right.
I knew a few people, but like I had to open up the wings and fly, and that's what I had to do when I moved to Dallas.
So, I really like that. Mentioning, you know, this is freshman Fran all over again, doing the things. It's like a reminder that not only can you do it, you've done it.
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like tapping into yourself
Mm-hmm.
and believing in yourself.
Right.
I like that. So growing up, I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
Growing up in Dermont, what did family trips or your traveling look like growing up?
So we really didn't take like those annual family trips that some families do.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to travel with like some aunts and uncles.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my first time ever getting on a plane went to New Mexico. Weird, but
Interesting.
it was like a conference that my aunt was going to, and she invited me. You know, and looking back on it, I'm really thankful because just her inviting me was like opening me up to exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like she helped me fly for the first time.
That's awesome.
So we didn't go on family trips, but I was able, like if I had some family that lived in Tennessee, Oklahoma, you know, we would go and visit them, but not those like Disney World trips and stuff like that.
Would you like to go to Disney World?
You know, I would like to. Can you see that
I saw it in you. I saw it in you. I saw it.
I was like
Disney. I mean,
I'm gonna go to Disney World.
I want to go back.
You've already been.
I've been, but I want to go back. I want to see.
Back.
I want to see what is done in the 20 years since I've been.
Oh, that's
and I am aging myself, but
okay.
I'm a bad bitch.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to return.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the Harry Potter exhibit.
Okay.
I would like to fly on a broom. I would like to select my broom. I would like to, sit under the sorting head and find out what house. She
has her itinerary already set out.
Basically.
Ready. Okay.
I want to go. Disney, if you're giving away guest passes.
Okay. Hey, Disney. I've never been, so I think
we're just saying.
First up on the list.
Just saying. It's a trip. It's a trip. So okay. Since then, where have you traveled to?
Oh man, I don't have the best travel story. Like, I haven't really gone a lot of places. Really, just Mexico. I feel like I've gone all the places in Mexico, and
you need a passport to go to Mexico. So that's something.
That's somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And some people hadn't been.
Exactly.
But some people have amazing travel stories. Oh, I've been to Colombia, and I've been to Puerto Rico,
and you can still go.
And I am going. But
you heard that?
I am.
I dig it. I like it.
Yeah.
So you've been to Mexico. Any stateside domestic traveling outside of the South?
Yeah. New York and Chicago I frequent because I have friends there.
Okay.
Love them both. I'm sure I've been to several other places. Denver. I like to go there.
Now, all three of those places you name have a different climate.
They do.
Than the South.
They do.
And when I say climate, I am specifically talking about weather.
Yeah.
Did you ever visit any or either of those three places when it was cold?
No. No, ma'am, Pam.
It's
no,
a no.
No. Summertime. Okay, I'm not.
Summertime.
So another reason why I moved to Dallas because Fran doesn't do like that real cold weather.
It's not for you.
No.
Have you ever experienced really cold weather?
No. But even the cold weather that I do experience further lets me know
I
don't want to do that really cold weather.
I understand that. I really do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it back again to your current role and roles that you were in prior to. Now, that deals with, compensation and things like that. And in how I am envisioning, like I said, you're like secluded in the office, working with numbers, a lot of paperwork, right? A lot of paperwork. But what are some of the craziest things you've had to deal with in this career path?
Oh, some of the crazy, oh man, it's really, I would probably say it's just associated with people. People know what they want and they know what they don't want, And so sometimes when you have to present certain numbers or certain reports or what have you to people, you can kind of go back and forth when you're talking about money, you know? Sometimes people are really good about advocating for their teams, right? And sometimes you have to tell them, okay, no, this won't work, or this will work, you know? So it can be a lot of pushback. And I think that's probably where the crazier stories lie, in just communication.
So what did that look like? Walk me through it.
That just looked like a lot of back and forth. You know, generally I'm a really nice person.
I see that in you. Like I get
you know?
very nice.
Like I'm the person that's like, good
smile
morning,
on your face.
How are you? You know?
But
it can get crazy. We'll say in the DMs. It can get crazy in the inbox, in the Outlook inbox.
Well, those messages get a little, or those emails get a little curt, huh? So, is it more so, or is it more so back and forth correspondence via email, over the phone, or in person, like, run me my money?
Yeah, well, I'll say a little bit, not in person, because typically compensation analysts are working with like team leads.
Okay.
So they're working with like your business partners or such. When you're doing sales commissions, you're working with sales teams. And if anybody ever worked on a sales team, then you know it could get a little bit crazy. And I think that's like where the craziness may have kind of stemmed from, just working with some people, you know. I'll just say that. But it always works out in the end.
Yeah.
You know, you might have a little back and forth dialogue, and that's a part of it, because everybody wants to advocate for their team, right? Like everyone wants to work hard. They've done the research and they're like, hey, no, this is it. And then you may come back and you say, no, this is it. And we just have to have a little back and forth.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we just come to a nice consensus.
Is it a nice consensus?
It's a nice consensus that this is what's going to happen.
You heard it here, folks. It's a nice consensus.
You just know that behind your salary, somebody's probably working real hard on whatever the number comes out to be, right?
Gotcha.
Someone's doing the research, hopefully, and working hard for you.
I'm not even gonna mess with that one, because I have flashbacks of, you know, some things I've experienced. But you're gonna hope, like Fran says, that someone is advocating for you to be paid a fair wage.
And
it's up to you to negotiate what you want.
Right.
So
yeah, do your research.
I dig it. Yeah. Now, on this journey, would you say that there are any moments that really stand out that kind of changed the course of where you were headed, or how you function, or anything of that nature?
Oh, most definitely. Both my parents had health issues. My father passed away in 2016.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That really changed, because in 2015 was when I knew that I would be moving. Like, it just came to me, like, you're gonna be leaving Conway. Well, at the time I couldn't leave Conway because I had my parents, you know, like they both have their own health issues. And so I think just during that time was like, it's not really a weird time, but it was just a time of uncertainty. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, I'm not really happy in the career. I'm sure I'll move, but I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't, you know, still being a daughter and helping out in that role. So definitely during that time, 2015 to 2017 was a little bit of
it was a bit rocky there.
A little rocky.
A bit rocky. So having that uncertainty, and your father passing away in 2016, you still relocated in 2017.
I did.
What was that thought process? How did you feel, or what made you feel encouraged to take that leap at that time?
So when my dad was here, we kind of talked about me having another job, because even when he was here, I was kind of like, I think it's time for me to do something different. Like, I never said I think it's time for me to move. I was like, I think it's time for me to do something different. So I knew it was coming, but it really just reminded me, like, life is short. It is. Like, we really don't know. So don't be scared. Like, like, remove those fears and just do it. Like, you already know God told you, like, you're going to be moving.
Exactly.
Because I already prayed about that part, right? I didn't know where, I didn't know what I was going to do. So I just started putting in the work, and I just started applying. And I knew that if I got the job offer,
it
was supposed to happen. Like, I knew that. And so I think that's really what happened. It just, I knew it was time after he passed. Like, life is short. You just have to do it.
I like it. Would you say that, or do you have any regrets on the journey so far?
No regrets.
That was immediate, guys.
No.
She didn't have to think about it.
No regrets at all.
No regrets.
No.
I
I truly think everything happens for a reason, and it happens how it's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen.
Absolutely.
I stand behind that. So any position that I had, any no matter how long I was there in Conway, or how long, even the mere fact that I went to UCA, I think all of that was just part of my path. No regrets.
No regrets. I like it. What's next? Have you been thinking about what's next?
I have been thinking about what's next. I don't really know, because I am a person, I think about it, but I'm just like, God, what you want me to do next? Because I don't know. Like, you can leave it to me. I'm gonna be doing something way left field. Like, I don't know. I do see myself staying under the Human Resources umbrella, if that's continuing working in compensation and moving up into a different role, if that's moving, laterally to doing something else. I definitely would like what I do, but there is a lot of parts of it, that I can do. I can move into doing more benefits. So I really like, working under Human Resources. So.
And it seems as though that particular industry is like job security.
Yes.
Because everybody needs HR.
Everybody needs HR.
Everybody needs somebody to look at their money.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. And like all facets of it, like employee relations, like it's so many different parts of HR. So I'll definitely be doing that. And I'll be in that, if it's up to me.
If it's up to
me, I'll be in Dallas for a while, because I still do like it. It's still a lot that I hadn't done, and I'm still just a little drive away from mom, so I still go in and visit with her, check in on her. So,
okay,
we'll just see.
And now, Fran didn't know that I was going to do this, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
Oh.
Fran actually has something that she does on the side, and it is the gratitude box. The gratitude box, I don't know when she came up with the idea, but I've sent a gratitude box to someone, and I'll allow her to explain the details of it, but the concept just warmed my heart, because you're sending something to someone just to let them know that you appreciate them. And I think a lot of times, like when people pass away, that's when a lot of people start to think about how much they miss somebody or wish they would have told them something, that they appreciate them. And this particular service allows you to show your appreciation in a different kind of way, and it can be unexpected. It's an unexpected surprise. So the person that I sent it to, she cried, and I was like but gratitude box. So tell the people about the gratitude box.
So first, I'll start off by saying thank you for
most welcome
purchasing a gratitude box and just supporting gratitude box, even though we have not officially launched yet. It's coming. So how I got started with this. I do think it kind of stemmed from losing my father and just seeing how hospitable people can be after a loss. But after a few months later, that communication kind of dwindles down. And, I don't blame people because, life goes on. Absolutely. But I think we do sometimes forget that when a person is grieving, like, it doesn't have a time limit on it. So, 3 months later, I just started thinking, I need to reach out to this person, and show them that I still care. But then my grandmother, she broke her hip and she was in the hospital or in rehabilitation. And so I got some stuff together and took to her, and I saw how happy it made her to take her some things that she liked. So, so I'm keeping all of this in my mind, right? While also thinking, it's like a lot of thoughts that came together to put this together. Also thinking, okay, my mom's gonna be retiring soon. What is she gonna do? Like, she still needs something to do. So literally one day, all of these thoughts are coming, and I just felt like God was saying, oh, you're gonna have a business. Literally.
You're telling your mom.
You're gonna have a business. Yeah, okay. Like, you're gonna have a business. And then, like, what is it gonna be? It's like, oh, it's gonna be a box, like a subscription box type service. So, okay. So after just like, putting all of that together, Gratitude Box came. And Gratitude Box is a way to show people that you're thinking about them, that you love them, that you care about them for any occasion. So whether it is a retirement, whether someone had a loss in their family, if it's a birthday or anniversary, just any way to show them that, hey, I'm thinking about you, I care. But it's a little bit different than just like going out picking something out of the store,
right?
Because it is my hope that most of the products or the items in the gift boxes come from small business, Black-owned business, women-owned businesses. So we're also supporting them as well.
Absolutely.
And so each gift comes with a handwritten note, and I think that just adds a personal touch to it.
Absolutely.
So I really get a lot of joy out of making the gifts. So I curate the gifts myself. I really get a lot of joy.
She's an artist.
I really do get a lot of joy out of doing that, because I'm just thinking, it's so many people in the world, even if they don't have anything of those things that I mentioned, if they're not retiring, just to say I'm thinking about you, because you never know what someone's going through. And just to hear from someone, it's been so many times where I've had like a bad day and I don't tell anyone, but if someone reaches out to me like, hey friend, I was thinking about you, I was like, wow. Like, how did you know? So imagine someone going to their mailbox, getting a gift from you, and you're just saying, hey, I just want you to know I was thinking about you.
That would make me feel special.
And they don't even know that I packaged this gift.
Right.
It's from you.
It's
signed, it's signed from you. So hopefully Gratitude Box will be launching very soon.
That's not a hopefully. It will be launching.
Yes,
very soon.
Gratitude Box will be. We did do a soft launch over the year, so we have been sending out gifts, and let me say, it could even go further with corporate gifts as well.
Absolutely.
Because when we talk about compensation, there's also employee. Employees need to know in what way that their employers are thinking about them. Absolutely. Like, it doesn't have to just be like bonuses. You can also gift them welcome gifts, onboarding gifts. So
I like it. She has a variety of options that you can choose from. When she does lunch, know that we'll shout that out and let you know those details.
Thank you.
I do want to first thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And sharing your story and being as transparent as you could be with the information that I was asking about, of course.
Yes.
And thank you for being you. Thank you for being you. You're genuine. I can see how you created the Gratitude Box. And I definitely understand how that can bring you joy. I wish you the best on this journey.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And I'm looking forward to that next stop. So
Hey, I'll be back to tell you about it.
I like it. And before we close, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like the people to know?
Oh, I don't think there's anything, because you kind of got in my business a little. No, I'm just kidding.
I did.
But I want the people to know that if you feel this inkling in your gut, or, you know, if God is telling you to do something, even if everybody else is saying, like, why are you going there? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's 30 miles away, like, if you feel that, like, do it. Because a lot of people will say, Dallas is just right up the street. A lot of people would say that. You could just go to that, but you never know when you get to Dallas or when you get wherever, who's there for you or what doors are gonna open for you. Right? And you may not even be there long. It may just be a stop on the journey.
Right.
Who knows? This may just be a stop. I say I may be here indefinitely. I don't know, but next year I may be somewhere else. So I just think, like, if you feel that something else is out there, do it.
Go for it, guys. That has been our episode. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back with another one soon. Bye, guys.